Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Mikel Arteta says Gabriel Jesus is pushing Arsenal medical staff to their limits. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has admitted he's been so impressed with Gabriel Jesus' impact behind the scenes. Arteta was speaking to the press via the club's official website ahead of a huge FA Cup tie tomorrow. The Gunners play Manchester City for the first time this season as the country's two best sides finally face off. Pep Guardiola is likely to rotate as he always does, although that doesn't necessarily mean he isn't taking the tie seriously. The quality and depth Manchester City have means even a completely rotated side is still incredibly competitive. Arteta has barely changed his side in the league this season, but he has given French players opportunities in other competitions. One player who would be desperate to be involved against his former side is Gabriel Jesus. Jesus has been a revelation at the Emirates, helping transform Arteta's team this season. Unfortunately, he picked up a serious injury at the World Cup and is expected to be out for some time. However, Arteta now suggests that Jesus has pushed Arsenal's medical staff to their limits in his efforts to come back. Asked about the time scale on Jesus' recovery, Arteta said, "With him, I don't know. He wants to be in next week. That's obviously totally unrealistic, but he is pushing and driving everybody in the medical team to the limit. I cannot give you an answer. Hopefully, it will be weeks and not months, but it was a serious injury and we need to respect that process as well." Jesus has been right behind his teammates, despite not being involved on the pitch. He was waiting in the tunnel after their win against Manchester United to congratulate the squad. Jesus has also taken Edin Ketia under his wing, and the young forward is thriving in Jesus' absence. Arteta will want Jesus back playing for Arsenal as quickly as possible and will be encouraged by the work he is putting in. His staff may appreciate the rest once he's fully fit again, especially if he aids them in their title challenge. Mikel Arteta makes decision on Albert Sambi Lokonga after Monaco's loan bid. According to the Daily Mail, Arsenal received an offer from French side Monaco yesterday to sign Albert Sambi Lokonga on loan for the remainder of the season. The Belgian joined the Gunners from Anderlecht before the start of the last campaign. He was recommended to Mikel Arteta by Company, who described the midfielder as the new Yaya Touré. Monaco, who are fourth in League One, are keen to sign him now. Albert Sambi Lokonga started 9 of Arsenal's first 13 Premier League games last season and he impressed. The Belgian, branded as a supremely gifted player by Campbell, is good on the ball, can pick a pass and has the ability to drive into the opposition third with possession. Many fans expected him to be the next big thing at the Emirates, but he started just 3 times in the league in the second half of the campaign. Game time has been hard to come by for Lokonga in this season too, having played less than 200 minutes of football in the Premier League. He hasn't played a minute in the league since the start of October, which is not ideal at all. That gave rise to rumours that he could leave Arsenal this month, and Monaco have reportedly tried their luck by lodging an offer to sign him on loan until the end of the season. Arteta, however, did not entertain with that. The bid was rejected, and Lokonga is now set to stay at the club at least until the summer transfer window. Lokonga, who joined Arsenal 18 months ago, still has 3.5 years left on his contract. Arsenal have suffered a blow with Mohamed El-Neni suffering a knee injury. Arteta did not give a time frame for his return, but he suggested in his press conference that the Gunners could dive into the market for a new midfielder before the window shuts on Tuesday. That means Arsenal are short of options in the middle of the park. That explains why Arteta is not keen on letting Lokonga leave the club this month, even though he has barely played this season. In the summer transfer window, however, things could change. There is a good chance Lokonga will be allowed to move on, especially if Arsenal go and sign someone like Declan Rice, who is apparently their priority target. Journalist Kieran Tierney could leave Arsenal this summer. Journalist James Bange has told CBS House of Champions podcast that there is a growing expectation that Kieran Tierney could leave Arsenal this summer after losing his place as first choice left back for Mikel Arteta's side. It has been a frustrating season for Tierney. For much of his Arsenal spell, he has been one of the first names on the team sheet. However, injuries have been a problem for the Scotland international during his time at the Emirates. Arsenal brought Alexander Zinchenko in during the summer, and while there was initially speculation that he might join as a central midfielder, the Ukrainian has largely kept Tierney out of the side. Zinchenko suits the system Arteta wants his side to play. Tierney is more of a traditional fullback, and he does not seem to find it as easy to play the inverted role Zinchenko has taken to seamlessly. Meanwhile, Takahiro Tomiyasu has also been used in that role, and with that, Banj has suggested that there is now a potential question mark over Tierney's future at the Emirates. He said, "There is a growing expectation at Arsenal right now that Kieran Tierney could move on in the summer. I don't think Arsenal would push him out the exit door, but now that he is not a guaranteed starter, I think that if the right offer comes in, all parties are thinking this is something that might happen, not guaranteed. It would be a real shame to see Tierney leave. He is someone who gave fans reason for optimism during those difficult years after his £25 million arrival. You would imagine that Mikel Arteta would love to keep him for as long as possible, but Tierney may also grow frustrated should he remain on the periphery of his squad. He is a brilliant player, and he is one player whose effort can never be questioned. It does not appear that Arsenal are going to be actively working to sell him, but clearly, if the right offer comes along, the Gunners will not necessarily rush to reject it." Mikel Arteta said to give Leandro Trossard first Gunners start versus Manchester City. Leandro Trossard is set to make his first Arsenal start against Manchester City tomorrow night in the FA Cup 4th round. Trossard came off the bench in Sunday's 3-2 win over Manchester United, replacing Gabriel Martinelli with 8 minutes remaining. Now, he is set for his full debut when the Premier League's top two clubs get the FA Cup programme underway at the Etihad Stadium. The Times reports Mikel Arteta is expected to hand his new forward a start on a night where there could well be changes on both sides. Trossard has come in to add depth to Arsenal's squad, and it's games like tomorrow that he will expect to play and to get a chance to show what he can do. It will be hard to dislodge the likes of Martinelli in Arteta's best 11, but Trossard must at least show that he is fit and ready to make an impact whenever called upon. These two sides are soon set for title showdowns in the league, and the teams here may look a little different to what they would do if this was a Premier League match. That may well benefit City with their stronger squad, which has enabled them to do great work in the domestic cups under Pep Guardiola. But Arsenal are the team in form, and the likes of Trossard will be keen to show their ability with the former Brighton man described as special by Paul Merson. Both sides have had a rare completely free midweek to prepare for this game, which should help in terms of legs being fresh in what should be an entertaining match. Arsenal still have Tielemans and Neves on their radar. Journalist Dean Jones has told Give Me Sport that he believes that Yuri Tielemans and Ruben Neves are still on the Arsenal radar amid claims that the Gunners could now look to sign a new midfielder in the final days of the January transfer window. Arsenal may have hoped that they could enjoy a quiet end to the January window. They have addressed their need for a new forward by bringing in the versatile Leandro Trossard. Meanwhile, they have strengthened it at centre-back with Jakub Kivior, but Mikel Arteta's men have been dealt a significant blow. Mohamed El-Neni is currently sidelined with injury, and the Arsenal boss was unable to provide a definitive answer regarding whether the Egyptian will be able to play again in this campaign. Of course, El-Neni is not a regular starter for Arsenal, but he is an important member of the squad, and if anything happens to the likes of Thomas Partey or Granit Xhaka, the Gunners will have real concerns. Signing a new midfielder in this window, therefore, has suddenly become a possibility, and Jones has suggested that two Premier League players are likely to remain on the radar as the deadline looms, he told Give Me Sport. Players like Yuri Tielemans or Ruben Neves are still players I'd consider to be on Arsenal's list. They are players we should probably look out for in this window or at the end of the season. Certainly, it would be a big shock if Wolves were prepared to sell Neves this month. They remain in a precarious position in the Premier League, and the Portuguese is their best player. Reports from the Daily Mirror recently claimed that Liverpool and Newcastle are eyeing summer moves for Neves. He has previously been valued at £70 million, and we are now at the stage of a window where asking prices are probably going back up again with less time for selling clubs to find replacement. Tielemans, meanwhile, may perhaps be a more realistic target. His contract at Leicester expires this summer. The Foxes would probably love to keep the incredible Belgian, but they will surely have a price in mind where it actually makes less financial sense not to sell him this month. Clearly, there are no guarantees Arsenal would meet those demands, but it would definitely appear that the Gunners would be taking a real gamble, letting the window close without getting another deal done. Journalist says Declan Rice's priority is to become a Gunner. Arsenal have been heavily linked with a move to sign Declan Rice from West Ham United in the summer, and journalist James Benge has shared the latest on the situation. The Gunners are absolutely flying in the Premier League at the moment. They are on top of the table, 5 points ahead of Manchester City, with a game in hand over Pep Guardiola's side. Mikel Arteta has made Arsenal a very attractive option for top players, and Rice is one of them. Declan Rice is up there with the best midfielders in the Premier League. The Englishman, who is still only 24, is a fantastic player. He is excellent on the ball, positionally brilliant, and would be an absolutely incredible signing for almost every club in the country. The Times reported over a week ago that Arsenal have made Rice their top transfer target for the summer window. He is Arteta's priority, but Benge has revealed now that it's not a one-way street. Even though multiple top clubs like Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and even Real Madrid want Rice, the Englishman's priority as things stand is apparently Arsenal. Benge said on House of Champions the following: "I do know that Declan Rice, they are his priority, as well as him being Arsenal's priority. He's been speaking in absolutely glowing terms about them behind closed doors. He is really fascinated by this move. Arsenal's midfield has arguably been the best in the Premier League this season. Martin Odegaard has been absolutely incredible, while Granit Xhaka has gone to a whole new level. Thomas Partey is the best defensive midfielder in the country at the moment, and he is one of the biggest reasons why the Gunners are top of the Premier League table. Xhaka, however, is 30 already, while Partey will get there at the end of the season. It's wise of Arsenal to look for their successors or potentially even upgrades, and Rice would be magnificent." However, reports have revealed that the Englishman will cost at least £80 million this summer, which means Arsenal will have to smash their transfer record to sign him. Arsenal warned about adding too many new signings. Arteta looks ready to ignore Roy Keane's transfer warning with the speculations following the acquisitions of Leandro Trossard and Jakub Kiwior. The big question at Arsenal is whether more players are required this transfer window. Obviously, many Gunners would like to see more players signed, and if properly questioned, they will easily name one or two players Arteta should sign. However, on the question of whether to sign more players or not, Roy Keane is advising Edu and Arteta to shelve those plans, arguing that they will ruin Arsenal's squad, which has performed admirably with young talent. He said, "Be careful of what you wish for as well. We have all been discussing what players you need, but sometimes you have to just look at the group you have got. One or two players coming back from injury, but there is no need to panic buy or pay over the odds like we see other clubs do. If you have a group, obviously Arsenal have always produced good young players. Just be careful if you are looking outside. Go happy with the group. Look at what they have achieved so far. Be careful that you may bring a player in that just upset everything." We all know that Edu and Arteta are not easily spooked by punditry. Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko have demonstrated how quality signings can alter a team's dynamic. Even Trossard, who has only played a few minutes, has shown what a good signing he could be. If I had Arteta's phone number, I would call him and tell him that if there is a player out there who can help his project, nothing should stop him from signing him. But for now, he must sign a midfielder before the window closes. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.